I've consistently gone to the gym for a year and 4 months now, without any of these bullshit excuses of, oh, I don't really feel like it, maybe I'll go tomorrow. None of that. And I'm here to tell you that even on the days when you're saying to yourself, oh, I don't really feel like it, then it's still possible to go to the gym. And I'm about to tell you something that it might go over your head. You might be thinking, oh, that's kind of weird, I don't really understand that. But if you do actually get a grasp of this, which I'm going to help you do, then it will actually become so much easier for you to discipline yourself to go to the gym, even on these days when you don't want to. And that's because you are not your thoughts. Okay? And when I say you're not your thoughts, what that means is that you are the observer of your thoughts. You are the person who sees your thoughts, okay? Now, this is actually very important when it comes to discipline, because you can learn to disassociate with that feeling of, oh, I don't really want to go. And you can look at it for what it is. You can think to yourself, oh, I don't really want to go. But that's not me. That's just my thought. And you can look at your thoughts. So imagine this. Imagine you're you have these thoughts in your head. And then you're just observing your thoughts. You're looking at your thoughts. And this thought's oh, I don't really want to go. But that's not you, so you're still going to go. Now, that is a very advanced topic. But if you actually do start to understand that and get a grasp of it, then it will become so much easier for you to actually stay disciplined and go to the gym on the days you don't want to. Because I've literally never skipped the gym just because I didn't want to, bro. And that sounds like I'm just throwing it out there, but I'm saying that out of full genuineness. I've actually never skipped the gym just because I didn't want to go. There's never been one of those days where I just feel really groggy and I'm ugh, I'll just skip the gym today. I'm telling you out of 100% seriousness that I've never done that. And when you start to understand these things that I'm teaching you, then that can literally become you as well. You can be the person who just doesn't skip the gym. So now that you know that you're not actually your thoughts, then whatever you do physically does not have to be what you think of mentally. So you can be thinking, oh, I don't really want to go to the gym. But you can actually still physically go. Now think about that. You can still physically do something even though you mentally don't want to do it. You could be thinking to yourself literally so hard, oh, okay, you can't go today, can't do this, can't do that. But that doesn't reflect your physical body. You are physically able to go. The gym is still in the same area. The gym didn't disappear, bro. The gym is still there. You're still here. You're able to go. And the only thing that's changed is the emotion that you're feeling. Now, do you really want to let your emotions control what you do in life? Or are you going to actually take control of your life and not let your fleeting emotions flying everywhere actually control what you do? Because the more you can understand this concept that you are not your thoughts and you can act on them despite not wanting to act, then that will make you much more disciplined and will get you so much closer to the dream physique that you want. And that's what I'm doing each time I go to the gym, because I know that, okay, I'm not my thoughts. I want to stay consistent and I'm not going to let some emotion control what I do. Your physical state is not your mental state. Did you break your arm, bro? Did you break your leg? Unless if you did any of that stuff where you actually physically can't go to the gym and work out, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be. If you're not flying across the country or something, you're not at your gym, why aren't you there? Because if you're literally just at your house, or maybe you said you're going to hang out with friends or something, then you should still be going to the gym. Just go to the gym before you hang out with your friends, or go an extra day in the row so you can prepare to hang out with your friends without having to go to the gym that day. Just make sure you're going to the gym when you tell yourself you're going to the gym. Think of your feelings like the weather. It could be rainy today, it could be sunny today, it could be windy today. Maybe it's snowing today. These are all different weather patterns that could happen. But that still means the world's still going on. Just because it's raining today doesn't mean everybody's not showing up for work. And the world is literally still going on. And your emotions should be the same thing. Despite you feeling super sad, anxious, whatever you're feeling, doesn't mean you shouldn't be going to the gym and neglecting what you said you would do. Because these are all just weather patterns that'll come in and they come out. They're just very temporary. And are you really going to let this temporary weather pattern destroy your long-term goal that you wanted? Or delay it by a few months? And I just said delay it for a few months. But in reality, if you have this mindset, it would probably be a few years delayed. Just because you're so inconsistent, just showing up depending on how you feel. That's just the opposite of discipline. Discipline is showing up even though you don't feel like going there. But you're just showing up when you feel like it because your emotions are controlling you. Bro, seriously? Also, subscribe to this channel if you are a young man who's lacking the gym consistency and discipline that you need. Because I have a bunch of videos based on that, so yeah, just subscribe to this channel if that's you. I just realized that I have my earbuds in. I meant to put my earplugs in, bro. So I have these earplugs that just help me film the video. Here, look. Like, I meant to put these in, bro. I put the other one. Oh my god. That's fine, though. Yes, yeah, bro. I just like putting these earplugs in. I find it easier to make YouTube videos when I'm not hearing any, like, sounds around me or distractions. Just so I can 100% focus on making this video. But yeah, bro, that's funny. Okay. So, the more that you discipline yourself and stop listening to these emotions that you're feeling, it really means that you will build much more trust in yourself. You will be able to trust yourself knowing like, okay, I actually will go to the gym today if I say so. You're not going to have like this false trust in yourself saying, oh, I'll go to the gym today, and then you skip. So then you just have like this feeling of yourself like, bro, I don't actually trust myself anymore. Just because you actually skipped the gym when you said you wouldn't. Now, if you do continue to do so and build up this identity that you have of somebody who actually does go to the gym and somebody is disciplined, then that means that you're going to have so much more trust in yourself and you're going to be such a more confident person and just bring a more positive vibe to your social circle or whoever you're talking to. Because self-insurance is actually something that's so important, and a lot of people lack this self-insurance just because there's so many things that they say they'll do, but then they don't actually do. So then they don't really trust themselves. They're like, okay, I said I'd do that, but then I didn't. And self-trust is something that we actually need, okay? Especially as young men. We need that self-trust, knowing that if I say I'll go to the gym, then I will actually go to the gym. Because there's no way you can actually build a sick physique, knowing that you're just skipping the gym here and there, only going when you really want to go. A rule of thumb that I follow is if I say I'll go to the gym that day, then I'll just go to the gym that day. There's no last minute changes. And you know, here's actually something interesting. A lot of people, they won't actually really admit to themselves that they're skipping the gym. They'll often just make up some bullshit excuse last minute like, oh, you know, it was actually supposed to be a rest day. Or for like eating food, it was supposed to be a cheat meal, trust me, yeah. So they're just gonna gaslight themselves and cope to themselves that it was actually a rest day. And the rule of thumb that I have for myself is literally just tell myself, if I said I would go today, then I will go today. I'm not going to make any last minute changes. Like, if I had it planned the day before, then I'm going to go that day. There's no last minute excuses, any bullshit things like, oh, it was supposed to be a rest day today, actually. I know what my rest day is, and I'm not going to actually just fake one. So, that's a rule of thumb that you can follow too. And if you are first starting out, then this is something that you can actually be a little bit more loose with, because in reality, look at this. It's better to be somebody who just goes to the gym every now and again than not at all. And if you're going to the gym as a beginner and you barely ever went before, and then you start with this crazy commitment, then you're actually less likely to follow through. So if you are a beginner, I will let that slide, and it will actually be beneficial in the early stages of going to the gym to be slightly more loose with your routine, just because, okay, and I want to make that very clear, that is just for the beginners, okay? When you're very loose with your routine as a beginner, then it is better than just not going at all. So that is why. It's because it's better than what they were doing before. Now, if you are somebody who actually has built up the discipline and then you're just taking a random day off, then that's bad. That's how you get into a rut. So don't do that. But if you are a beginner and you literally haven't even really been going to the gym at all before, then honestly, it's okay to take a day off here and there, even when it wasn't planned, just because it is better than what they were doing before. So get that one clear. But it is a good rule of thumb to have that if you tell yourself you'll do something, then you will do something. Basically, you are not your thoughts, and you can be going to the gym anyway, bro.